Powering the Universal Orlando Resort for over 4 years, you are listening to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. This is episode 185 and I'm your host Tracy and I'm on the wine. With me this evening I have Lee.
Hello everyone.
And Hunter.
Hello, Internet.
And we also, in the background, have Hunter's friend Pete. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Who will be joining us for the second half of the show.
Yes. We have no Darren this time. I'm afraid he's succumbed to the flu.
You didn't say it normally, go. He's poorly sick.
He is. He's poorly sick. So he needs all your well wishes.
Talk about a Schmitty situation.
I think Nina gave it to him because she's been a bit rough lately.
That's what happens. Share and share alike. Right, we have no Producers Club birthdays this week. What's going on? It's just not right, is it?
No, it's weird.
Nope. And we also don't have any Great Florian Fortescue's ice cream debate entries. Oh, that's really wrong.
Yeah, that's the travesty right there.
Yes,
It is.
we need
It is.
more.
Yes, so we really need some. So you lovely people can record us a message, please. Tell us who you are, where you are, and which is your favourite ice cream flavour.
If you guys want, I guess Pete could chime in real quick. He hasn't done that.
Great idea.
Perfect. Pete.
It has to be the chili spice one.
Oh,
I forget the
chili
name to
chocolate.
it.
Choco chili.
Chili
Choco
chocolate.
yeah.
Whichever way around.
It's one of the ice creams I've ever tasted that's so unique. I've never tasted an ice cream that has an actual spice like that.
Yeah.
It's so delicious though. Love it.
I think that actually puts chocolate chili now in the vote level with caramel, what is it, salted caramel blondie.
I've got to say, I don't like chocolate. Chocolate in any other form apart from chocolate itself. And I actually... I'm saying I liked that ice cream. I couldn't eat more than one mouthful of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just me not liking chocolate ice cream. But it was nice.
It was a nice chocolate ice cream.
For me, it was like a nice rich chocolate, but it wasn't the overwhelming richness
Yes.
that you would find like in a dark chocolate or something like that.
Yeah.
So I really like that element to it.
Yeah. And it had a nice heat to it. So, Hunter, where should people
Yes.
send their recordings to?
If you want to go ahead and send us a recording, please, we beg you,
Yes.
go to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or you can go to speakpipe.com/uuopodcast.
But we actually do have something for you. Yay!
Woo!
We have a little more feedback on the email we read out in episode 182 from Megan about her birthday trip. And this message comes from Nina Thompson.
Yeah, so Darren's not here, but his girlfriend is.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Lee, Tracy, Hunter, and Darren. Just wanted to call and let you know about my experience with the birthday buttons. It's pretty cool actually. It was my mom's birthday, so I made sure just to go to guest services and just get happy birthday, I'm celebrating pins like you mentioned in the previous show. Yeah, she wore it the whole day and I was so surprised as to how many things we got. Like you said, don't go in expecting anything. But you never know. It's like a case-by-case basis. Who's working there that day? And let's go through everything we got. So on the mummy, we were in the regular queue. And as we were passing, right where you start taking the staircase up in the queue, the person that stands there for the fast pass saw it and said, happy birthday, come this way. So we didn't have to wait, the long wait. So we got to skip and go right into the fast pass line. It was really nice. And then also in the Simpsons area, we were getting lunch, like at Moe's or Krusty Burger or anything like that. The little cash register, the lady said, happy birthday. And she gave us a cupcake. It was so nice. And then finally in Hogsmeade, one of the butterbeer carts, we bought a butterbeer and they gave us one free and said, happy birthday. And we were just like, what? And it was just a lot. And so, like I said, you never know. Sometimes you have this experience and sometimes you don't. This was over 2 days. So, yeah, that's my experience. And bye-bye.
That was awesome.
It was? Oh, free cupcakes.
I need to thank Nina for that, but Nina, you can tell that they spend too much time on Disney property now because she said the Fast Pass line. Nina, come on.
Darn it, Nina.
We all
Funny
know
you bring that up, though, because we constantly hear about, great, outstanding, taking care of the guest experiences from Disney. It's nice to hear Universal, a lot of those team members care and do just as admirable job at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that they're allowed to do it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, shall we move on to the news? I guess that was a yes.
Yeah.
Well, our top news story concerns Skull Island Reign of Kong. Last week, Universal Orlando released some more information about this summer's biggest attraction. And it's over to Hunter for more.
Hi there, Tracy and Lee. I'm reporting live from... No, I'm...
We need to do that someday.
Anyways, Universal Orlando released a post on their blog last week giving us more insight to the latest attraction at Islands of Adventure. The post explained, "It all begins with Skull Island, a land shrouded in mystery, steeped in ancient tales of colossal creatures fighting for dominance of a lost world. The name alone is enough to keep any adventurous soul from setting foot on its foreboding shoreline, to say nothing of mustering the courage to explore its terrifying interior. Despite the apprehension of such an undertaking, you decide to join the Eighth Wonder Expedition Company on their daring research adventure. Your mission? To discover species of unknown origin dwelling within the hidden mysteries of the island. Your hope is to substantiate the existence of prehistoric creatures.
Ooh.
Your first objective is to reach the communication base amid the outlying ruins. Communication is key, and a crackling radio broadcast from scientists, expedition leaders, and fellow explorers warns of the treacheries that lay ahead. Undaunted, though certainly a bit uneasy, you head towards your next objective, the Eighth Wonder Expedition Base Camp. There is a hypnotic presence in the rhythmic beating of distant drums that draw you deeper and deeper into an ancient ruin, almost against your will. Signs of a native presence become evident. But are they still around?
It's not the Haunted Mansion.
Is Kong actually stretching?
He has no windows and no doors.
This ride vehicle has no operator. Finally, you make it through to base camp and expedition vehicles. You set off for the heart of the island to rendezvous with your expedition leader. Within minutes, you come upon a massive temple wall. Drums beat, flames arise, huge wooden doors swing open, and you drive through. You now face a dark labyrinth of caves where danger lurks around every bend. You manage to narrowly escape the caves. Ellipses. But the jungle ahead holds yet another breathtaking challenge. Suddenly you find yourself in the midst of a raging struggle between creatures of incomprehensible size and ferocity. All seems lost until, from out of nowhere, a deafening roar cuts through the melee, and it isn't your stomach. The mighty Kong has arrived, but is he friend or foe? Well, you'll have to find out this summer, only at Universal Orlando Resort at the Islands of Adventure theme park. Book your vacations now.
With Fairy Godmother travel. This tells me that if you read a lot of that, because there's been some pictures posted on Twitter recently of someone who, I think it was Mickey Extreme, went up in a helicopter and you can see the size of the ride building and stuff, that a lot of this is going to take place in the queue to start off with. So I think we're going to get a queue that's as elaborate as what we've seen in Gringotts and Forbidden Journey at the moment.
Excellent.
Because apparently, now we don't get it over here, but Face Off Hunter, apparently there's an episode coming out soon that is going to be based on Skull Island Reign of Kong, and they're going to be doing makeup for it, so people are expecting scare actor type people in the queue.
Yes, that's what I've heard. To me, this queue seems like you guys have had the chance to do one of these. It sounds like a really great combination of what you would find in Expedition Everest and what you would find in Temple of the Forbidden Eye out at Disneyland.
Right.
It sounds like a perfect mixture of that. Like, I'm almost as excited to see the queue as I am the actual attraction itself.
I mean, there was a lot of pictures getting posted last week of when they did the videos and stuff for it with all the lights on, and it looks awesome at night.
Depending on how they do the expedition thing, those are some of my favorite cues. Not only the last two we just mentioned, but you have stuff like the details that you'd find in like the Jungle Cruise. I just think there's a lot of potential for what they can do through there.
Yeah. They're all in that now of immersing you in the storyline right from the minute you walk into the queue.
Mm-hmm. It's very impressive to me how they're doing that, because I sent you guys some pictures, and some of you guys might have seen on Twitter, if you follow me, how close the Skull Island section of Islands Adventure is to Toon Lagoon and Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is smack dab in between Dudley and I believe Thunder Falls Terrace. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's amazingly close, but what they've been able to do with that, it's amazing how they've managed that space back there.
But that's what they do well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at Transformers.
Exactly. There was a lot of the concept art that came out on the video they posted, and I know a few people have commented saying, I see a dinosaur animatronic there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still going to have screens in it, but I think we're going to get some ears in there as well.
Good.
Which we've discussed several times. If that's the way for you to tell that story, the screens work best in a combination of those two units.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more excited to see what they accomplish with
Absolutely.
that. A lot of people are afraid that this is going to be an exact copy of what we've got out in Hollywood, but keep in mind that's a minute-long experience.
Yeah.
And here, this is going to be the longest attraction they've ever made.
6.5 minutes is what I'm hearing.
Now, didn't they say, Tracy Lee, that they are going to have an extended outdoor section of the attraction that can be closed off in case of inclement weather?
I remember that was quite early on we heard that, wasn't it?
I'm not sure whether they've officially said it, but I think that's the rumour that's been going round.
Okay.
Which would be good.
So I wonder how much of that is just building up to the action, that outdoor queue.
Yeah.
And if they're counting that as, well, I'm sure they're counting ride time is from the moment you step on the vehicle until the moment you step off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I would read that as.
Because we've had the conversation, Tracy and I, before, that when you go to Disney, there's lots of attractions in there that if you're knackered and you need a crafty sleep, you can.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that at Universal.
Adventure,
Oh,
you
yeah.
were a godsend.
Oh, I've slept through the entire thing. We slept through pretty much the Carousel of Progress the last time I did it. But there's nothing like that
so
at
did
Universal. There's nowhere, you did, yeah. There's nowhere you can catch a swift shut-eye if you need it. And I know it sounds bad that you go into a theme park and you need somewhere to have a sleep, but
We're getting old.
Mm-hmm.
it's all
even,
go.
You're right. Even on the busiest days, I can take a little reprieve and I can go ride, the Woodway People Mover.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Retro reference. Tomorrowland Transit Authority.
Yeah. Something just to take a weight off your feet for 10 minutes or so, and there's nothing like that at Universal. The closest you've got
the closest thing would be the Seuss trolley,
I was
right?
gonna say that, yeah,
or
right,
the
yeah.
Hogwarts Express, but it's not long enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Mike West also said, over the next few months, I'll be revealing all the details in our newest attraction. So here's the audio from the accompanying Making of Skull Island YouTube video.
King Kong. The very name conjures up wonders and mystery. He's entertained us for generations through books and movies and television shows. And now it's time to tell the next evolution of this great story. This summer, Universal Orlando Resort will open a massive attraction unlike anything you have ever seen before. Skull Island, Reign of Khan. Now, when you arrive on Skull Island, you'll make your way through dense jungles and into ancient temple ruins inhabited by hostile natives. You make your way to the base camp, where you board huge expedition trucks from the Eighth Wonder Expedition Company, and you venture out deeper and deeper into the island, where you meet Kate McCaffrey and her team to help them out with what's going on in the field. Well, things don't go quite as planned, and you find yourself suddenly in a fight for survival. But you escape the caves and the caverns around you and launch yourself into a deep jungle surrounded by rabid, bloodthirsty dinosaurs. What happens next? Well, you'll have to come this summer and find out.
Ooh.
It is. They're doing
Exciting.
it is exciting. They're doing a good job of getting people hyped up for it.
They really are. They really are. Now, along with that post, the King Kong viral website, Myth Explorer, released its first episode. So, Lee, tell us a bit more.
As I said, they're really, really going all out with the marketing for Skull Island. And I think we mentioned it a couple of shows back that they've got a viral website up called Myth Explorer, The Quest for Kong. And it's done like a...
Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering, have they ever done this for an attraction before? Now, keep in mind, this used to be kind of their bread and butter for the Halloween Horror Nights events. But have they ever done it for a new attraction?
Not that I can think of.
Because that was how they built the hype for Halloween Horror Nights back in the day. You know, the big flash websites and all that.
Yeah. But they posted, the trailer was released a couple of weeks ago, but now the first episode has been released on the website, and it's titled The Journey to Skull Island, and it follows our intrepid explorer Erin Ryder as she sets out on her quest to find the mythical Skull Island and find out if Kong really exists. And it is awesome. We watched it.
We watched it
last Friday, did we?
It was like watching something on the Discovery Channel.
Well, she's off. I'm sure it's the Sci-Fi Channel or something like that. She does, I said to you, she does, it's some UFO thing and stuff. So she's adds a bit of cred to it that's what she normally does anyway. But the website is mythexplorer.com, so go and find it and watch that first episode. I think there's going to be another 3.
Excellent.
It really, really reminds me of what they did with the Forbidden Mountain website when Expedition Everest was opening up.
No, I didn't see it.
Very, very akin to that.
Cool. Right, moving on. Last year, Universal announced they will be bringing Hello Kitty to Universal Studios Florida. Woo! I like Hello Kitty. Leave her alone. Actually, I don't. I like Hello Kitty's friends better. Well, the store has now soft opened, and there are many videos and photos currently available online for your perusal.
Not ours, though.
So, Hunter, who did go to the parks this past weekend, never made it into the store. But that was due to massive crowds.
I'm surprised that Kim didn't drag you in, Hunter.
She's not a fan.
Really?
Yep. Not a fan of... she's a big fan of cats. Not a big fan of Hello Kitty.
That surprises me.
Hello Kitty's not a cat, is it? It's a girl dressed as a cat.
Oh, that's a bit weird.
It is. I
she
don't like her.
She owns a cat, as I found out recently.
Yeah. I like Bads Maru, who's the naughty penguin.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we will try our hardest to bring you some photos on the blog as soon as we can.
Yes, I know Travis is planning on heading over there this week, so hopefully we'll have a photo update soon.
Awesome.
But it looks cool. I know there's a few elements of it. The meet and greet's not up and running. I think the customizable ribbons and stuff aren't there yet, but...
It's only soft openings.
Yeah.
You know. So, okay. Right, now I'm sure that many of you have heard the Nickelodeon Suites Resort and iDrive will soon no longer be a Nickelodeon branded hotel, but it has a connection to Universal Orlando. So Hunter, over to you.
It has been reported on SupersizeOrlando.com that back in 1992, a time capsule was buried by Nickelodeon in front of Soundstage 18 at Universal Studios, Florida. In August 2006, it was removed and reburied at the entrance of the Nickelodeon Suite Resorts, but as it will soon no longer be operational as the Nickelodeon Hotel, the time capsule is once again being relocated. The time capsule that contains bubblegum, a skateboard, a history book, a comic book, a phone book, a world atlas, news reports from Desert Storm, news reports from the AIDS crisis, news reports from the end of the Soviet Union, a Home Alone VHS, a Back to the Future VHS, assorted photographs of bicycles, trains, cars, politicians, and celebrities, a piece of the Berlin Wall, lead pencils, the Orlando, Florida TV guide from the week of April 30th, 1992, a baseball, a Barbie doll, a Nintendo Game Boy, a Nicktoons t-shirt, Michael Jackson CDs, MC Hammer CDs,
really?
Twinkies, an issue of Nickelodeon magazine, rollerblades, a can of Nickelodeon GAC, Reebok pump stickers.
Whoa.
Stickers or sneakers?
Yeah. Well, they're probably
terrible, those things.
And a copy of the Book of Endangered Species will be moved to Nickelodeon Studios in California.
What a strange group of items. The Twinkies is an interesting one.
They'll have been the top-selling things of that time.
Because you can't get Twinkies anymore.
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Yes, they brought them back.
Oh, they're crap anyway.
That's not so much a time capsule as a time...
Suitcase.
I'd say it was even bigger than that. I can't think of the words I'm looking for. What are those metal container things that go on the backs of ships?
Tankers.
No, that's a ship.
Crates.
I'm nuts.
They should just put Brendan Fraser down there and make it a movie called Blast from the Past.
Bum.
Haha. Yes.
It's due. When's it due to be open? Actually, I never put that in. Is it 2042, I want to say? Anybody?
He just chimed in real quick. He said we should have read that list like Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah.
Let me find out. I'm sure it's 2042. April 30th, 2042, yeah. That was not bad remember. But yeah, I mean, Nickelodeon's not part of Universal anymore, but it was that, not, Hunter, you same as us then, it'll have never been part of the parks when you went for the first time, will it?
It was still standing, but I don't think it was operational.
No, because what was... Jimmy Neutron will have still been there when you went for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it was actually up for a long time, wasn't it? My first visit was in 2005.
I still find it weird that we went to the parks before you did.
That's just bizarre.
It is kind of strange.
Jimmy Neutron opened April 11th of 2003. It closed August 18th of 2011. So there was a good 8-year run there.
Yeah, I like that.
Better than the current thing.
Yeah. I love Minions,
coincidentally, it was over 2 hours when we were there the other day. It's been not over 30 minutes today.
Jeez.
Wow.
It was never less than 50 minutes when we were there. And even that was at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
No. Anyway, now let's adventure into Jurassic Park for another Autism at the Park.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, and I'm reporting from Universal Orlando Resort for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm in Islands of Adventure in Jurassic Park. And right now I'm sitting outside Camp Jurassic and the Pteranodon Flyers attraction. Now, Pteranodon Flyers is very unique in that mostly children are the only ones that can ride this ride, with maybe an accompanying adult. So the height restrictions on this attraction are the height limit. You could only be between 36 and 56 inches as a child to ride. And if you're over 56 inches, you must be accompanied by a child meeting the above requirement. And any guest under 36 inches cannot ride. So this is an attraction designed for kids. And it's a lot of fun. It looks, I haven't been able to ride it since I'm an adult. And it's a glider that rides through the air. And it gives you great views of this area of the park. And this has been Maureen Deal for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Islands of Adventure.
Thanks for that, Maureen. Another brilliant Autism at the Park.
Hunter, have you ever ridden Pteranodon Flyers?
I have not. I've been up. You're waving your hand. What does that mean?
I have.
You've ridden the attraction?
I rode it before. A long time ago, but it was amazing.
Okay, well, I guess it was amazing.
It's very short. It loads very badly.
Mm-hmm. It's a great view.
But it's...
Are we talking about the ride, or...?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we're talking about?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, we went on it twice, I think, back in 2009, the first time we took the kids. And even with maybe a dozen people in the queue, it still took us half an hour to get on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because you have to pretty much wait for it to come all the way around before you can put the next person on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't there only something like 3 or 4?
2.
There's only 2?
It's only 2 people per thing.
No. Actual
I don't know.
flies, I think there's only 3 or 4 of them as well.
It's a shame
I'm
it's
sad that no one has gotten up there and actually gotten really good Kong photos, unfortunately.
I know.
See,
We always climb to the very top of Camp Jurassic and get our photos up there.
See, something like that longer around the parks would go down well. I think, going back to what we were talking about before of not having those attractions that you can sort of take a 15 or 20 minute break out. Like you've got the Magic Kingdom Railroad. There's nothing like that, and something like that, if that was longer, just a gentle sort of ride around the whole area rather than just around Camp Jurassic would be really good. But
I would rather see almost like a Seuss trolley system go through one of the lands or something like that. Like, I don't know how you'd theme it, but maybe do like a Trojan horse going through the Lost Continent or something, and then going through Poseidon's Fury through the big show building at the end.
I think on that note, it's time for a break then.
ladies and gentlemen, the 8th wonder of the world is returning to Universal Orlando Resort. So let our friends at Fairy Godmother Travel take care of the resort reservation. They are a Universal Parks and Resorts specialist, as well as being an authorised Disney vacation planner, and their service is free to you. From the awesome Cabana Bay Hotel to those other hotels run by a mouse, Fairy Godmother Travel can book all your Orlando vacation needs, so you don't need to miss the chance to see the amazing King Kong in the flesh. And please make sure to let them know that you heard about Fairy Godmother Travel because of UUOP. Because every UUOP referral helps us to continue to bring you the greatest Universal coverage. Contact them today by phone at 832-284-4002 or toll free at 888-939-642539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com.
Let Fairy Godmother Travel make your next vacation magical.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back! So, as I said earlier, Hunter did visit Universal Orlando Resort this past weekend to check out the state of the parks, as well as enjoying the Mardi Gras food, parade, and concert.
And I survived.
You did. So, come on, Hunter, spill.
And Pete.
And Pete, yes.
Oh, yeah, we're
They were
both
both
going to
there.
talk about
Yeah.
this because we were both there all day.
Absolutely.
Well, let's start with the parks themselves at the moment, Hunter.
Okay, Hulk is coming along pretty good. It's still, it's kind of hard to tell. We're kind of still in the same spot. We haven't seen the big double loop with the Cobra roll in the middle connect yet. That hasn't gone up yet. It looks like it's mostly on the back end of things as far as construction.
Yeah, they're moving from the rear of the attraction to the front pretty effectively. It's moving pretty well since say December, and and you can see that they're redoing the track by having a loop go around the launch ramp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know they've started work on the exterior of the queue now as well.
Wait times were a little crazy, and the reason being is not a lot was there for riders to participate in on the day we were there at Islands of Adventure. It's not that crowds were overwhelming or was the park particularly busy, but there was only really 4 attractions actively running that day. So you had Dr. Doom's Fearfall was operating. Right. I guess we'll just kind of start and go around.
Mm-hmm.
You had Spider-Man that was running.
Yep.
You go into Toon Lagoon. Toon Lagoon, both of their attractions, Dudley Do-Right and Bluto, were both running, but it was a little chillier that day. It was anywhere between, I want to say, 55 and 65. So 5-minute waits for those. Nobody was going on those attractions for obvious reason. You go into Jurassic Park. River Adventure is down for refurbishment, so that gets rid of that attraction and that section of the park. We did climb to the top of Camp Jurassic and took a look at the Kong construction. They do actually have the big Kong skeleton peeking out. You can see it pretty clearly.
Okay.
If you go to the top, you can see the top of the skull and at least a little bit of the neck and rib cage.
Yep, you can see tire tracks from what I'm assuming are the ride vehicles going through.
Yeah, so they've obviously been testing it quite a bit.
So all that's on there. The flames were actually active that day. So not only is it going to be lit up with, traditional lighting, they also have flames running.
Well, it's Universal, of course.
There's got to be fire.
Absolutely.
Even the stilt walkers are blowing fire out of their stilts or something. I don't know.
I wondered where you were going to say there.
So next you go into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Forbidden Journey at the time had a 55 to 65 minute wait.
Wow.
We were there in the afternoon. A little bit busier than normal. Dragon Challenge was up when I was there earlier in the afternoon, but it had gone down later on towards the evening. So that ride was down a portion of the day.
Okay.
Poseidon's Fury was running. And
Tell me you did
all
it.
of the Seuss attractions looked like they were running as well.
Did you do Poseidon?
We did not.
See,
We
I
went
love-
to Mythos, but Mythos had a 65-minute wait.
Wow.
Told you we should have done Poseidon.
So we did... Shut up.
I like Pete. I think Pete should replace.
Yeah, I love Poseidon's Fury.
So we went to Mythos, and we were like, no, we're not going to wait for that. So then we took the Hogwarts Express. We waited about 25 minutes to catch the Hogwarts Express back over to Studios,
That's not bad.
where we tried to get a spot for
Fall Out Boy.
the Fall Out Boy concert that evening.
Yeah, tried. I saw those pictures of that night. It was mental.
So you needed to actually stake your spot from 9 o'clock that morning.
It was crazy.
You pretty much had to be there first thing that morning if you wanted to get a concert plaza spot. And then even the area around Monsters Cafe and kind of like the Twister area, all of that was filled up probably around 2 o'clock when we were there.
Wow.
So I think...
Hunter.
Yes.
What time did the concert start?
It started at 8:30?
Yeah.
And there was
Whereabouts?
people there at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
It was there was everywhere. People were everywhere. Like Monsters Cafe, everything of like every inch of that area was taken up.
Meaning Universal either severely underestimated the pull that Fall Out Boy was going to have for this concert, or alternatively, they sold as many tickets as they could and didn't really care about who had a good view or not. Because the Music Plaza stage is a pretty tight, constrained area in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to fit nearly as many people were in that park. A lot of upset individuals. But, if you were there at 9 a.m., your patience was rewarded quite heavily.
They were trying to do the parade too, and they couldn't get everybody to move out of the way.
Yeah, everybody was standing in the parade path. They couldn't navigate the parade. I'm surprised they didn't cancel it, but the parade went on, and coincidentally, they actually had Mr. Matthew Lewis on one of the floats.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
So he was out throwing beads.
Can I have some beads that Matthew Lewis threw?
That you could sell on eBay.
Yeah, couldn't
For
prove
those
it.
not in the know, that's Neville Longbottom from the Harry Potter film series. We did grab lunch at Lombard's, which ever since you turned us onto there, Lee, has been a pretty popular hangout for us. Very good food, pretty decent prices. I got a burger, fries, and a drink, I think, for like $13.
That's not bad.
So how was the food, Hunter?
It was excellent.
What did you
always.
try?
I've never had a complaint there. What now?
What did you try?
It was the Lombard signature burger. I had it served medium rare.
You like Lombards, don't you?
He just said that.
I know.
You're not listening.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he likes it.
And I had the grilled chicken sandwich, which was pretty good too. I like that a lot. And, you actually get like real food. It's not all full of bread.
Yeah.
Which will actually follow up into the next dish that I had later that evening for Mardi Gras.
So now moving in, we did not too long after that, we did head over to Mardi Gras and tried a couple of I didn't personally try, but they tried a couple of drinks and we tried a couple of food options. And I think for the most part, we were all pretty underwhelmed by the food, unfortunately.
So for myself, I was the one who actually tried one of the sandwiches there. I tried the shrimp po' boys, and it was basically served on the Kaiser roll with tomatoes, cut up lettuce, breaded shrimp with some kind of sauce. I can't remember the name of the sauce, but it was a pretty spicy sauce, and it was very underwhelming. Like you get a side of fries with it with some kind of, I guess, Cajun spice, and it's just full of bread. And it may just be me. I don't like a lot of sandwiches with a lot of bread on them. I think it defeats the purpose of having, the stuff inside. Mm-hmm. It pretty much was just kind of like, well, this is it. It's a good thing you get it with a discount because it wasn't really that grand.
Have you ever tried the one at, trying What's the Irish place, Trace, that we went to?
Pat O'Brien.
Yeah, have you ever tried the shrimp po' boy in there?
No, I don't think I have.
I was going to compare and contrast, because I had that, and it was pretty good. But I'm a bread fan, so...
Me too.
I'm easy pleased.
I was going to say you're British.
That's a pro for me.
Yeah.
We tried the beignets. We didn't
have beignets.
It wasn't
We
just
had
us, but there
shells.
were a lot of complaints about the beignets.
Right.
I had somebody walk up to me after I had placed my order. He goes, "Are those the beignets?" And I'm like, I think so. And then he goes, "Those aren't beignets." And then he walked away.
Right, what is a beignet supposed to be?
It's like a donut.
Hunter, what are they supposed to be?
Some sort of fancy French donut.
Because we got them free
Ours was
at the
hollow.
Port Orleans when Tracy went and complained about someone. And it was...
Got them sacked.
It was like puff pastry with powdered sugar on the top, and that was it. We were like,
empty, wasn't it? Empty shell?
I'd heard on other Disney podcasts saying, "Oh my god, there's people who travel from all over the country just to try the beignets at the Port Orleans French Quarter." So we were like, "Oh my god, these are going to be amazing," and we haven't paid for them. And we sat in the back of the rental car and looked like ghosts by the end of it with the amount of pounded sugar we were covered in, and bit in, and it was like, I tell you what, I always equate it to. The bit
Officer,
when,
I swear it's powdered sugar.
Yeah. When Clark cuts into the turkey in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and it just goes because there's nothing inside it. That's what it was like. I was like, is that it?
It really was.
I don't.
That's pretty much what this was, too.
It was just essentially a funnel cake, except a little bit more cakey with powdered sugar on it.
Oh no, this was more like a pillow-shaped cardboard box with powdered sugar.
Yeah,
on
with
it.
nothing.
There was
I
absolutely
expected
nothing
something
inside
it. And it didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I think we got Duff
it's
ones.
just hair.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by them.
Hair and fluff. Yeah, that's what we had too.
Did you try any king cake?
No, we did not actually.
Oh, I need to try king cake.
So with that, we also got a couple of drinks. He tried the voodoo juice and the Long Island tea.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, Kim got the Long Island iced tea as well as the voodoo juice.
You
and
just finished it off.
Yeah, but the voodoo juice just a warning. But basically, I'm going to put it out as a warning to anybody who wants to try it. It is not really that good. It actually, Kim put it like the best way possible. It's straight up NyQuil.
Oh.
Yeah. The ingredients for it are Minute Maid orange, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, Full Throttle.
I don't know what that is.
It's an energy drink. It's like a lower end energy drink, and kind of like Venom, or even I think the Mountain Dew Kickstarters.
It's an American thing.
And the spiced rum, I think it was some sort of spiced rum in it, and it was not really a good combination. I was just like trying to sip through it like most of the time, and then I was just like, yeah, forget this.
He ended up pouring it out. We just
Really?
kept the cup. Because they give you a special cup like they do at Halloween Horror Nights, lights up.
Right.
So I guess if you really want a cup, buy that and pour the drink out. But
Only $11.71.
It wasn't bad if you just.
I
drank
hope.
it.
Where'd that voice come from?
Hello.
Pete, your voice has changed.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello, Kimberly. She's gone now.
Kimberly, they say.
Oh, she can't hear us, can she?
and then the Long Island teas, pretty much.
The Long Island tea was not bad. It had its little spiciness to it. Would you say, Kim? It had spiciness to it.
It was like spice, just straight up sugar though, liquid sugar.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way too. Like spice, but with straight up sugar.
So alcoholic sugar.
Yeah. So between that and that, I mean, we pretty much set a budget of about $30 there between the drinks. We actually went a little bit over with the po' boy, the drinks, and the beignets. I think that was all about. The drinks were about $24.
Jeez.
So,
ouch,
it's pretty pricey.
And
now, annual pass holders do get a Mardi Gras food discount. I want to say that was between 4 and 6. Was that right?
Yeah, between 4 and 6, you'll get a 10% discount.
So
and does not include alcohol.
Oh. Okay, that's good to know.
Well, you don't drink, so.
No, but I'm talking about for people listening.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to get hammered, remember the discount isn't available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's as far as the food we tried. We besides Lombard's and the Mardi Gras food, it was very underwhelming. Yeah, it seemed.
It was just to kind of get back because I think we're done with the Mardi Gras food. As to kind of end up the day at around 5:30, 6 o'clock, they ended up closing off the park for concerts. So no one could get in to Universal Studios if they were planning on coming to see the concert.
I know there was a lot of people complained because they left the park to go to City Walk to get something to eat and then couldn't get back in.
Yep, that was a big issue. You also had a lot of people complaining in the annual pass holders group. A lot of people, aren't just Florida residents, but had driven down from Georgia and the Carolina area, that they got there a little bit later in the day and they weren't able to get in as well.
Badly planned then by the sounds of things.
Yeah. So if you really wanted to see a free Fall Out Boy concert, you were there at 9 a.m. Or, best of luck, hopefully you'll just pay the $50 ticket next time they come around to your city and you'll watch it there.
I mean, I understand people are going to be miffed if they've drove, a fair distance to get there, but they must know. I mean, since they announced the concert lineup for Mardi Gras this year, we said Fall Out Boy is quite possibly the biggest band they've had on ever.
It's the biggest pull they've ever had, and we actually talked about it. Pete and I used to complain, and it's pretty well documented. Why don't they ever get bigger bands to play these events? And obviously, this is why they do not have the space to have such a big band in there.
Because what's the point? You get as far as like that street right in front of the Monsters Cafe, and you can't see anything. It's just video screens and like that big, I guess the control tower with the mixer and the lighting.
Yep.
I mean, I think it was Mike Aiello posted a picture of him on the stage. So from his point of view, looking out into the crowd with the band in front of him on the stage, and it was just... People think that Halloween Horror Nights is busy. It was just people as far as the eye could see, and I can't imagine that park that busy.
And this was probably about this has to be a 10 on the crowd calendar. It was probably an 8 when we got there, and then it had easily ramped up within the next hour or two to be a 10.
How long were they on then, Hunter? If it started at 8, what time did the concert finish?
Well, that's fun. We did not end up staying for the concert. Reason being is we did not have a spot to see the concert.
Right.
So we were stuck in the middle of the parade path, and pretty much the the team members were apparently almost having to push people out of the parade path because they're like, hey, you've got these floats coming. They're right around the corner. Get out of the way. So Islands of Adventure was open for an additional hour, so we ended up just hopping on the express and enjoying Hogsmeade the last hour with no traffic whatsoever.
You're a terrible on-the-spot reporter. You didn't try the new Hello Kitty store. You didn't stay for the bloody concert. What do I pay you for?
There was nowhere to see the concert, my friend.
Exactly.
Just listen. Imagine.
Do you know what? If you're going to do that, you might as well just put a pair of headphones on and do it that way.
No,
if you're not going to see them.
Now, we talked about
glad
it.
You didn't see them.
Why don't the Universal already has your money? Why don't they stream that concert into one of the bars or somewhere that's in that area where you're already paid to be into the park? Why not stream it into the restaurants or the bars where people can watch it?
Are those restaurants open during the concerts?
The concert went on at 8:30. The park was open until 10 o'clock.
So you would assume so.
Yeah,
for at least
unless
an hour.
Universal is still maintaining their habit of closing all restaurants an hour before park close.
Which wouldn't surprise you. If they wanted to push people out into Mardi Gras to buy that stuff.
The real frustration, I mean, we knew going in, we were like, there's a good chance we might not even be able to see the band because there was a lot of rumors that the park was going to be at capacity at 1 or 2 o'clock.
Wow.
We got there around that time. So we knew going in, hey, there's a good chance that we might just be able to get into Islands of Adventure today. But for me, the frustrating part was seeing the kids and, the fans walking around with Fall Out Boy t-shirts and merchandise walking around Islands of Adventure after we had hopped back over, because that was their plan for today, was to see that band. That was their sole purpose, and they weren't able to do that.
I know. I saw a picture on Twitter. I think it was someone of the queue for the Universal Studios store with all the Fallout Boy merchandise, and even that was like right the way back up to where Twister was.
Wow. See, we didn't even see that merchandise. Yeah. We weren't even able to make it down that, that main corridor past but that main section walking down past Despicable Me, Shrek. You were not even able to get through there.
Wow. Like you say, it was not even that busy at Horror Nights. Like, Horror Nights is busy, but you can pretty much navigate it reasonably easy. That's just crazy. But they won't care. All the execs will be rubbing their hands going...
Well, that's what they're there for, is to make money.
Absolutely. So the question is now, will they look back on this and think, yeah, we had a few teething problems and there's a few disgruntled people, but the money that we coined in off that concert, I think we need to start reaching out to more of these type of popular bands? Or do they go, I'm not quite sure we can handle this?
I just feel sorry for the people who did travel from so far away and try to see that. Or, this might be somebody might not have, they have an annual pass, but they might not be able to drop the money to see the band. If you weren't there at 9 a.m. that morning or somewhere within that first hour, you were pretty much out of luck.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I went there just to get pictures and record at least maybe a song or two for my brother. And it's just, it's not that like, you wouldn't be able to see the band. That's understandable because there's a lot of people. It's just that you couldn't do anything about it.
No.
Yeah.
It was just, you had to move out of the way. And anybody who got a spot, God bless you, because, you could just stay there and, at least see some of the concert. But it was just, for me, it looked like it was poorly controlled. They couldn't get anybody out of the way. They still ran with the parade anyway. It was like herding cattle, stubborn cattle. It was terrible.
And this is the problem as well. That one of the things that Universal suffers over Disney, because Disney do parades on a daily basis, they've got handling people when it comes to parade time down to an absolute art. But because Universal don't really do it, they struggle when they have to.
Regardless, they did not have enough team members for that crowd of people that day. There's no way. It was probably 1 to every 50 people, if not more so.
Do you think they underestimated it then? Do you think they thought, it'll be massive, but it's not going to be?
It's one of two things. Sadly, I'm leaning towards the latter. We didn't know how big this band was going to be, and we apologize for it. Or they knew exactly the band that they were booking, which there's a good chance they did, because I'm pretty sure they paid Fall Out Boy a pretty good penny to do that. And they were just like, we don't really care. We're going to keep selling these tickets. Yeah. And the concert, you're getting admission to the theme park. The concert is if you're there, you're there.
It's that thing, the money we're going to coin in will offset the amount of disgruntled people we'll have to potentially placate or even compensate.
And I feel so bad because you could see the exasperation all over the team members' faces and what they were like. I feel like they had an idea of the traffic, but the team members were not prepared for what they were going to deal with that night.
And they're getting all paid minimum wage to deal with it as well.
Well, hopefully, if they are going to go down this big name band road, that lots of lessons have been learned, and next time it'll be a bit better.
I seem to remember, sorry to cut you off there, Tracy, but
all right.
I seem to remember that we had a conversation about Halloween Horror Nights a couple of weeks ago, and they haven't managed to get crowd control and everything sorted for Halloween Horror Nights after 25 years.
I'm trying to
and
be
Halloween
nice.
Horror Nights is their biggest revenue pusher aside from Harry Potter.
See, we never saw it because we're the 1%ers with the Express and the VIP. We never saw any crowds at all. It was lovely.
So my solution for this is, if you are going to have a huge band like Fall Out Boy play, you need to book them for 2 nights. You need to have them play Saturday and Sunday.
I don't think it would make the slightest bit of difference. I think you'd just end up with as bigger crowds both nights, because they're not going to limit people. If they know they can cram in the same amount of people they did over. They're not going to look at it and go, right, what we'll do is we'll spread the crowd that we would have over that night over 2 nights. No, they wouldn't.
And it's after I said it, I would have been like, there's probably a lot of people that would have just gone both days.
Yeah. If you've got an annual pass, potentially you go and see it twice. That's where it comes in. It's your annual pass holders. It's a weekend. We're not at work. We've got no better to do. We haven't really paid to get in, so we'll get there early and we'll just spend the day sort of chilling out. If there's a group of 4 of you, you can stay 2 there while the other 2 go off and do some rides, and then you come back and the other 2 tootle off and someone goes for food. And, I think that's where the most people will have probably been from, those people who've got annual passes and haven't paid to.
And you get the impression the people that were there, the people that were in the actual concert, general admission area, if you will, are the pass holders.
Yeah.
The people who say, okay, it's fine because I didn't spend $110 to sit in line all day.
Yeah, you're not going to spend $103 on a 1-day 1-park ticket to just sit in front of a stage till 8 o'clock. You're going to think, well, I'm here. I might as well try and get some rides in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the people who bought that 1-day ticket just to go see the concert, I'm just curious, why wouldn't you just buy a ticket for the next time they play, like your stadium or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a lot
because
of people
that would
think
set you back $40.
Yeah, but then I suppose maybe those people didn't expect it to be as busy as and think, oh, we can have half a day in the theme park and then we'll get to see Fall Out Boy as well, and then turn up and go, oh crap. Maybe not.
Yep.
So, what is capacity?
One thing I did notice being a
don't know. Go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Capacity could, for something like a park like that, I kind of put it, neck and neck with MGM Studios or Hollywood Studios. Something like that, I would probably guess maybe around 60, 70,000 people, maybe.
I was just thinking health and safety.
Granted,
you say.
Because granted, like a little bit of a history lesson, like both Hollywood Studios and Universal Studios were not designed like the other theme parks, like an Animal Kingdom or a Magic Kingdom or an Epcot were. They weren't designed for crowds, for like crowd control. They were designed as actual movie studios for film locations. So when you have a concert like that, and Universal really hasn't had any like facelift as far as the layout structure or there's no way to like you can really funnel crowds. So I guess one of the things I noticed, like the lessons they could learn is try to figure out a way they can funnel crowds out and try to work on more of their crowd control, because it was just no way to get around.
Now I believe like the example that we used in comparison is like when Magic Kingdom is absolutely heaving with people, they open up the side streets behind the main street buildings, and that helps alleviate the crowds leaving the park a lot as well. Universal does not have an escape route like that. Like, I couldn't have made it to that Hello Kitty store if I tried, when I tried to go later in the evening.
This has been my concern with the amount of money that Universal are chucking into their parks at the moment, that those parks can't handle it. And even more so now at the moment, like when you said, Hunter, the fact that you go into islands and the Hulk's down and Kong's not open yet, and then you go into studios and Twister's down and Disaster's down and Beetlejuice is down, but you're still getting the same level of crowds that are increasing year upon year upon year, and it's only going to get worse.
Mm-hmm. I just looked it up. I was looking up theme park capacity. I couldn't find one for studios or islands, but Epcot it's about 110,000 guests can fit in that park.
The thing is, Epcot's massive,
it's got a lot of big space, doesn't it?
Yeah, isn't the World Showcase like a mile?
Yep.
So if you halved that, that's probably about right for studios or islands.
55,000. Yeah.
Around 60, something like that, yeah. No, I'm just listening to that. It frightens me, because what if there was an incident? They've got no escape routes.
Yeah, it's a little worrying.
Or emergency services. I know it's like maybe a negative Nelly there.
No.
But emergency services need to get through.
And those people aren't even getting out the way for the parade. What the hell? Yeah.
But I think you can blame having kids now. I think this all the time now.
And it's something a theme park really needs to think about.
I'm sure they do have plans. They probably just have tasers and get everybody out the way, cattle prods or something. I would.
And we actually passed a couple of ambulances on the way home that night as well. Not sure if they're related, but right in the Universal resort area.
Right. I think it's definitely advantageous that Mardi Gras is when it is and not in the height of summer, because I cannot imagine what it would have been like in that area had it been July or August. Because I remember going the first time we did Phantasmic Trains. Do you remember? And we were going to get drinks. And I went, "Oh, sod this! I want to make sure I get a decent seat." And we sat down, and it was like mid-September, so it was boiling.
Really was.
And I had to go and get a drink because we were sat in a packed out Phantasmic, and I was getting ready to pass out. It was that warm.
Was that when you were struggling to get back to me because they were stopping people?
You can't find anyone in that sea of people. Don't leave me. Anyway. We're getting quite negative about Universal on this show lately, aren't we?
No, it's...
No, we're getting realistic.
The only negative thing I really said about the parks right now is there wasn't a lot of ride when we were at Islands of Adventure, and I don't think they had a grasp on their crowd control for that concert, or they were not prepared to do that.
I think both parks are very much in a transition, and I don't think you're going to see what they're truly going to be for at least another 5 years.
It's all about
But
being patient,
how do they're pretty much set in stone at this point. There's no way for them to add anything onto those parks right now.
Well,
they can't do
That all depends on what they decide to do with that area of land they've got down by the convention centre, as well as the Wet and Wild property, because a lot of the rumours are going around that potentially they will shift a lot of the what Disney would call the backstage areas, and move them off-site, allowing them then to potentially be able to expand the parks into those areas.
So this next park is going to have to be designed for two things in particular if they're going to do that. This is going to be the park that Halloween Horror Nights will be held at from now on.
We've said that before.
Yep. They're going to have to do that. And they are going to have to, if they're going to continue doing these concert series, they're going to have to move them into that park with a big concert, amphitheater style place for them to be held.
Yeah.
Are we done with tearing everything apart?
I think so.
Right.
Any closing thoughts?
Angry.
We have Hello Kitty.
Ugh.
Let's be positive.
We don't know anything. Actually, as we are recording, Travis is there and he just sent me some pictures. So if you want to see some pictures of the inside of the Hello Kitty store, go on to our Instagram. And there's a couple of pictures on there, Travis's, so I'll post them on there. Just find us at UUOP Podcast. It's very pink.
Awesome.
And there's a Jaws Hello Kitty poster and a Back to the Future one and an E.T. one.
They're really cute posters.
Yes, I like the Jaws one. Hasn't Jaws got a little Hello Kitty bow?
There you go, Trace.
It's more like paws.
Yeah.
Send all the money to there. I need it all. Right, let's wrap this baby up, shall we? So yeah, I think we've gone through Mardi Gras and the failings of Fall Out Boy concert. Sadly, I mean not being there.
I think it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, hopefully some lessons were learned.
On the bright side, Tracy, they played a lot of old songs, it looks like.
What you said? I'm really old. But I
No,
know the old stuff.
I'm
I'm kidding.
Old material's a lot better.
Oh, you're right. Yes, I completely.
Well, Hunter, you said you recorded some bits and bobs, so if he gets them over to me in time, they will be after the outro.
Yes.
Yeah, those are actually like as drinking the drinks and as people are drinking the drinks and trying the food and
that'd be cool.
All those thoughts.
So stick around after the outro and they'll be there, hopefully.
Yes. So, for Nina, Maureen, Hunter, Pete, Kim in the background, and Lee, this has been. I always want to say the 100%.
You never say yourself.
Oh, well, I've been Tracy.
There you go.
Okay. I've been Tracy, and this has been the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Thanks for the memories.
That's it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or, even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. And finally, our sponsors, Fairy Godmother Travel, are here to help with all your Universal vacation needs. So check them out today at fairygodmothertravel.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.
Hey guys, Hunter here, grabbing lunch inside Lombard's Landing right now. We just got back from Islands of Adventure, so I figured we'd share a couple of our thoughts of what's going on with that park right now, as I was so kindly requested to by Mr. Lee Malaby. So joining me today, I have my girlfriend Kimberly, and I have my best friend Peter, who was actually my roommate when I was doing the Disney College program, so nice to have him on. I guess the major thing is Islands of Adventure, it doesn't seem like there's a lot to do right now. You walk in, and it's a little chilly today. We're here for Mardi Gras for the Fall Out Boy concert, and there's only maybe about 3 rides that we wanted to do at the time. Amazing Spider-Man was open, Forbidden Journey was open, and what was the other attraction?
The Dragon Challenge was open.
Of course, the Hulk is down. Dudley Do-Right and Popeye's Bilge Rat Barge is open, but it's a little chilly for that. And River Adventure is down for refurbishment.
Got a little warm as time went on. I think it showed like what the mid-60s for the day it was going to be, but it seems to be a little bit warmer than that. You'll still get a breeze. But
well, we're walking around. We're a little bit more active.
Yeah.
So we took the Hogwarts Express over to Universal Studios Florida. The park is definitely busy. It's not packed like a couple of people were speculating it would have by around 1 or 2 o'clock. We had a bit of a fear that was going to happen. It just seems very, very busy. A lot of the wait times are not outrageous. We're looking at about 25-30 minutes for each thing. So the longest wait times right now are actually the London side of Hogwarts Express. Pretty busy, pretty full out queue out there, and Escape from Gringotts seem to be the 2 longest right now. Revenge of the Mummy is about 25-30 minutes. We're going to be hitting that up next. And we'll also check out Men in Black. So overall impressions, it's a busier day at studios. Islands of Adventure, the average wait time for Forbidden Journey was about 50 minutes to an hour, so pretty busy over there. The water attractions had about a 5-minute wait, so we'll keep you informed. Okay, so since lines were pretty crazy today, we wanted to ride one attraction, do something a little bit different. So what we decided to do was ride Escape from Gringotts with no 3D glasses on and just kind of check out what's actually going on in the attraction without the 3D screens. So kind of joining us, I believe Kim will kind of chime in with a little bit of commentary, but I have my good friend Pete here again.
hello.
So Pete, what are the first things you noticed?
Well, there is practical set use. There's
quite a bit, actually. I was pretty surprised at how much there actually was.
There is, but not in the capacity that, as you would see in the ride like Spider-Man. There's
like no moving props.
Right.
Like nothing interacts with the screen.
Exactly.
There's no fire that emerges or...
Everything is pretty stationary. It's just used with lighting. It's just to accentuate the theme of the attraction. But
no action from the set is what you're saying.
No, yeah. Everything is static. Everything is stationary, and I don't think that it goes well. I just think it, of course, like I said, it just accentuates the attraction itself. It doesn't really boost it in any way, shape, or form.
One thing that kind of threw me off guard is the coaster sections with the glasses on. I'm not sure what it is. Felt initially much, much longer. But once we were actually on the ride and going through the first coaster section and the last coaster section, felt very, very short and abbreviated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing that really stands out to me still is it's the screens. It's the screens that take up the bulk of the story, and it's not really it's still a thrilling attraction. You get really tossed into the story, but largely what takes away from it is that it's just very screen-based, and I don't think that it throws you into the story as well as Forbidden Journey does.
So we've had this discussion several times. This is a ride that would have greatly benefited from more of a Forbidden Journey style layout with, a fair portion of practical effects as well as screens for the action that can't be occurred or caused with practical effects.
Yeah, it's really the practical effects is something that I myself, as a theme park rider, it's something I hold very high. I think that's an important segment that most park attractions will use to rather amp up the ability to immerse yourself in a world. And that's just something that Gringotts doesn't do. To me, I think it's just a product of a budget that was just trying to rush production. And it's like I told you before, my feeling about Gringotts is largely that it's in a ride that didn't get a lot of attention, but the land itself got more of the attention, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. So, Gringotts, I guess having seen this attraction, it's really, for me, it was really kind of mind-blowing seeing how much of practical sets were in there, because I hadn't really noticed before.
But it's more like the spires. I forget the terminology for them, but it's the
stalactites.
Yeah, the stalactites coming out of the ceiling, which is nice and all, but it doesn't do anything to enhance the story. It just shows the environment that you're in.
Yeah. I follow.
Really, all it's good for is showing how massive the building itself is, but it's not doing anything for the experience of the ride.
Yeah, all the emotion is... so Gringotts, it's still a pretty awesome attraction as far as what it's trying to do in the story it tells, but it still lacks in certain areas.
Right, and that's something I can support as well. It's not a ride that I don't believe that it's not an exciting ride, but I just don't think like if you look at something like Spider-Man that gets you really engaged in the story, it has a moving truck, it has a moving Statue of Liberty head, it has a size matter energy enhancer gun that Dr. Octopus uses. It's that type of immersion that the riders at Universal Creative could use that made it more authentic than I think Gringotts uses to its advantage. And personally, I just think that really takes away from Gringotts. I think really Gringotts could be much, much better than what it is right now.
Hopefully we'll see them return towards more of a practical combined with screen, more half and half usage when Kong comes out. We still know very, very little about that attraction, so we'll see. We have gotten snippets where we see the dinosaur audio animatronics, and it's been a pretty big rumor all along that Kong himself is going to have a great big audio animatronic at the end of the ride, so we'll see how it goes. All right, well, I guess that's the end of our thoughts, and we're going to head on over to the concert area. The actual filled up area is... the actual Rock Plaza stage area is full. So we're going to try to get a spot near probably the Monsters Cafe. All right, we'll catch you in a little bit later. So Lee has kindly asked me to try out some of the food and drink options that we have here at Universal's Mardi Gras this year. Looks very similar to what we've had in past years. Just tried the beignets. Not a lot of flavor to them. They're kind of just like pastry with sugar in it. Sugar on top of it. Of course, a lot of you guys might not know this, but I don't drink. So I had Kim try out some beverages, and she got the voodoo juice. Is that right?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to pass it on over to you. I'm going to let you tell people.
So, it tastes like NyQuil. It's $10.99. It comes with the Mardi Gras souvenir cup, the one that lights up, just like they have for Horror Nights. It gets better after the first sip, but the first sip just tastes like straight up NyQuil or the blackcurrant juice that Lee and Tracy brought us from the UK. It's not great. I would not buy it again. 2 out of 10, do not recommend.
So not as good as the drink you had at Halloween Horror Nights?
No, that was great.
Okay. All right. So heard it here first. We will be trying out a couple of other things. Shrimp po' boy, maybe a cheesesteak later. We'll let you know how those are. It looked like pretty standard theme park fare, though. The food, I know Darren said it every year he's gone on. Kind of disappointing and underwhelmed by it. All right. All right, so we're popping back on real quick. I'm going to talk to my friend Pete here about his experiences with the shrimp po' boy and the delightful and tingling sensations he gets when he puts it in his mouth.
It sounds so wrong when you put it that way. Alright, so like Hunter said, I just tried the shrimp po' boys with fries, and I'm not one to like complain a lot about food, but this was just not really the greatest sandwich ever. This was a Kaiser roll with a bunch of breaded shrimp and a mix of maybe pepper, like I'd say some lettuce or peppers with tomatoes.
Yeah, what was the sauce?
I think it was like some kind of, I don't want to say like Chipotle hot sauce. Like it was a spicy sauce.
Sauce, yeah, I got you.
It was a spicy sauce, which it didn't have a bad taste to it, but what ruined it was the bread. I don't like a lot of sandwiches and with a lot of bread. So I'm sure that most people can feel the same way. That is what you're going to expect when you have a sandwich like this. And just a side note, I also have the voodoo juice as well. And I concur with most of the people that do not like it. It is not really that great of a juice. Combining its, full throttle, Minute Maid orange juice, pineapple, and spice rum, I think it is. Oh, cranberry juice it is. Yeah, it's not really a good drink. This is, really the only reason you get this drink is because of the cup. But that's really, that's my experience on, Mardi Gras food menu. And here it is back to Hunter.
So it sounds overall that most of us are pretty, yeah, I know, I resumed it. It sounds like most of us are, well, actually all of us are pretty underwhelmed by the food and drink options. While you're in the parks, there are better options for you to have. We stopped and had a lunch at Lombard's, like previously addressed, and we had a great meal there. I didn't have any complaints about the food or anything. Service was spectacular. That was the real highlight. So we're going to keep walking around Universal Orlando. It's already filling up for the concert. If you were expecting to get a stage spot and show up later in the evening, you're pretty much out of luck. That's all filled up. And I know a lot of pass holders like to hang back in front of the Monsters Cafe, and a lot of those spots are filled up and are going pretty quick as well. So